All right, guys. Well, we've been battling some slugs lately, and it has been an absolute nightmare. And I've been kind of embarrassed about it because we could not keep any of our plants alive. Honestly, we've replaced probably a handful of plants a couple times over. I mean, I would have to look back to give you exact numbers on what they are, but they're more than I would like to admit. It is time that I took this and we started attacking them. I started talking to some people, and I know everybody pretty much knows the beer trap for the slugs. That's what we were doing. And I think we just weren't hitting them hard enough. It's been an absolute freaking nightmare. I thought to try to be as transparent as possible and use this as a learning moment, because I'm sure there's other people that deal with this. I'm gonna kind of take you around, let you see what kind of damage we've dealt with. We've lost a lot of stuff, but now we're gonna hit them hard. I've got a cheap case of beer, and we actually got non-alcoholic, not on purpose, but apparently, whether it's alcoholic or not, doesn't matter. The slugs are attracted to the malt. Also, shout out Strong Island. Dude is a very knowledgeable guy. We were actually taking our beer traps and putting them around our plants, and he kind of said, hey, try putting them around the outside perimeter to draw them away from the plants. So, Strong Island, thank you. That's what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna kind of walk around. I'll show you the damage that they have caused, the crap. It's been a nightmare. It's been an absolute nightmare. So first I'll show you the plants that we're going to be replacing.
Do we need to do a slug-a-thon?
Yes.
How much slugs do we need to go pluck?
Yeah. So there we go. We are replacing most of our, well, actually, we've only got 1 or 2 cucumber left. So we're replacing our picklers and our cucumbers. Also, all of our spaghetti squash is jacked. We lost every single one of those. So, new addition, we got the kids' little trampoline here, so they are having fun. Grapes, looking awesome. Pumpkins, not growing as much as I expected. I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong. So, if you guys have any tips, it is what it is. Apples looking good. Corn, the slugs have been eating these too, so it's been another battle. Hopefully we can get some pictures within this video. There was 2 rounds that I did just coming out here and plucking them off by hand, and it was gnarly. The one thing we are really excited about, where are you? Look at all those little buds. Hopefully these are sites where I would suspect that we're going to see peaches. So, pretty freaking cool. We had just maybe a couple on each tree last year, but this appears like it's going to have some. Watermelon, we've lost one of those. We've still got a handful. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. Every single one of them is gone. We're gonna put a net over them as well, just to make sure that it's not bunnies. The damage that we've been seeing, man, is just crazy. These slugs are coming down and mowing them down. Like, we had slugs just lined, creeping in. Absolutely insane. They have just done so much damage. All this white stuff. I came out here a handful of days, I came out here 4 days ago, and we put some diatomaceous earth over everything. We were just trying to, everything that we can think of, we're gonna start rotating stuff. Absolute nightmare. But we're gonna make it through it. We're gonna come back even stronger. We're starting to get a little broccoli in there. But now we know, we've learned. Hopefully I don't make this mistake again and get too lax on it and let them get so bad. Like, absolutely heartbreaking. It's been I've almost tempted. I was like, man, fuck it. I'm done. I ain't fucking with this shit anymore. Another thing I love about making these videos is it holds me accountable, right? I could get in my feels and I could say, fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore. But it's gonna let me learn. Just absolutely trashing stuff. Some of our okra. We did put some, I want to say she planted either garlic or it was onion, but they're starting to pop up. I think we just left them unchecked for so long. I don't remember it being this bad this last year, but this is nuts, man. They haven't hit the beds too bad. All the tomatoes are good. Fig tree looking awesome. But again, completely lost that plant. That plant's done. Who knows if that one will be okay. Y'all, I just felt like I fucking failed, man. Like, what am I even doing here? Yesterday, we went out and got some stuff and we're like, we're just gonna freaking mow these little fuckers down. It is all out war now. They haven't touched the potatoes, which I find is interesting. Worst comes to worst and we can't grow anything. Fuck it. We're gonna have so many potatoes we don't know what to do with. Just trashed, man. I don't even know if those are worth keeping. We just limp them along. See? We've got this one all gone. We still got a sunflower out there. That one's gone. We've got a sunflower right there. Here's a beer trap. We're gonna go out there and talk about that in a minute, but we planted some chives. They don't seem to be interested in those, so that's cool. Sunflower gone. Sunflower gone. Sunflower gone. An absolute nightmare and battle. But I want to be able to share this with you because this is something that I'm learning from. And I'm not afraid to show my failures because hopefully someone else is going to learn from them. And then, like I said in my previous videos, this is so I can also look back and say, what did I do wrong? I've got a battle ahead of me. And let's see if we can do it. So we're gonna put our head down and start plugging away. And we'll give her hell. So let's go check this out. These are lids that we've saved from takeout and stuff. These little XXs are whenever we made our brownies, we would put them in there, and that's how you knew they were the special brownies. So, all right, let's take a walk. So we are taking Strong's advice here, even though technically we've got our plants right here, all right? I'm not quite as concerned about this rhubarb because I'll be honest with you, I've got a neighbor that's right there and she has rhubarb that is absolutely insane. The hugest patch I've ever seen. One of these days we'll go over and check it out, but this is kind of just a little, we'll see how these do. I'm not too concerned because I don't really have to rely on them, but we're gonna put this beer right here, and the idea is that they're gonna be attracted to it and they'll come over here and drown, I guess. So like I said, we have had some beer traps, but we've been putting them in there amongst, you know, the plants. So we're gonna, got our one right there, got one right there. I'll probably do one or two more over there. We'll go on the other side and then just kind of put them around. Maybe one right in the middle, but not near any plants. I don't know if technically in that little walk space that'd be too close, but we'll give it a try. Like I said, we're gonna attack them. So we've got this and then one other thing, but it says to kind of spread the granulars out just before going to bed. So when it starts, I guess the slugs mostly feed in the morning or late at night. And of course, we've been having so much rain that they're just coming out like crazy. We got a lot of work, y'all. So all of our trees are growing in. All right, guys. Well, that was just a quick update. Wanted to at least put something out there to let you guys see my trials and tribulations of our garden so early already. I'm excited. Like I said, I think this is going to be a good year. It's kicking our ass already, but it's going to be a good year in the sense of we're going to learn a lot, and we can take this forward to the next year. So that's really all I care about. Most people know you know, I guess until you get really good at it, this is kind of, you probably save money by going to the grocery store to get your veggies, but something about growing your own, being able to have it in your backyard, so much more special, especially when you have children that can join you with that and hopefully pass some information off to them. And I think there's a lot of valuable things as humans that we used to do back in the day that made us who we are, and we've gotten away from it out of convenience. And I think it's time we get back to that. It's time we struggle in that sense where you just get so much more out of life when you put that hard work in, and I'm ready for it. So I think that's it. I've rambled on enough. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later. Another turn of events. We, if you notice, some of the peach leaves are looking all jacked up. Apparently it's some kind of fungus, and once you get it on there like that, it's too late to treat it. The best bet, apparently, pull it off before it turns into spores, basically, and it falls off the tree. So apparently it's something you've got to treat it when it's dormant, and once you've seen it, it's kind of a little too late. So we're gonna go around and pluck all these leaves that look like dog shit. Luckily it's not all of them, but there's a good amount, and I guess by plucking them, this is a way to help minimize the spread. Basically what I'm saying is we've got more fun things of our fucked up garden, so here we are plucking more shit because more shit's fucked up. All right, guys, so we went around and we tried to defoliate as many damaged leaves that we had. There was a lot, and I guess this is some sort of fungus where I'm not sure exactly what happens, but it's something that can affect not just peaches. It's called peach leaf curl or something like that, and I guess some sort of fungus where it starts to do that, right? And then it kind of will start to turn brown, and then it sets off more spores. So we kind of went around, defoliated a bunch, chopped off probably more than we should have, but again, it's a learning experience. Fucking sucks. And we definitely took off quite a bit, more than you'd like to at this time, so we may not get great fruit from it this year, but hopefully next year we're in a better spot now that we know that this is a thing. Early spring, maybe fall too, I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into this. Again, these are things that I didn't know existed until we got into doing this. I know last year we had some sort of rust fungus on our apples, and I think they're still too young to produce any fruit, but last year they got a bunch of little spots everywhere, and I'm not going to touch them right now. I don't know if it's not something that can go over to apples, but I don't want to take the chance. So yeah, more damage control. Yeah, wild night in the garden, some bush non-alcoholic. Get you some for your slugs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We had one there, but I realized there was a hole in it, so I came back and the trap was empty. So 5. And we had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got them strewn about now. We gonna catch us some slugs, boys. Super excited. That looks crazy though, huh? Non-alcoholic beer. Never something I thought I'd see in my house. Not that I drink anymore, but... And it does taste like crap. It does. But we got to get the rest of this stuff planted. But we at least got the beer traps out. Sun's poking out every once in a while. Otherwise, it's kind of a overcast day. All them clouds out. Kids are finally in, so it's a little quiet. Just me chilling here with my non-alcoholic beer. Speaking of our little bed here, shout out to Artificial. I was kind of telling him about what my plan was, and I knew that I wanted to grow the spaghetti squash, at least out here, vertical. And I had seen in some where people would grow on those, you know, these little posts that we have over here. Stick them in the ground, let them grow up it, and you kind of trim up the leaves on it. But of course, my ignorant ass didn't even realize that it was a different type of squash. He's like, nah, man, that's the other kind. So we live and learn. But my idea is we're gonna, again, use those, but I'm gonna maybe put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put a cattle panel laying across that way. It'll grow up that, and then, you know, across the cattle panel, we'll have like a sea of green of spaghetti squash. And that's also going to, at least in my mind, it's going to shade the ground. So it's going to keep that soil temperature and the moisture and all that much better than even just having the mulch like this. So we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. Again, I don't know how many times I'll say it. I'll probably make it a thing in each video. But again, I'm still new at this shit. So I'm still learning, and I appreciate everyone that's always reaches out and says something to me. You're not going to hurt my feelings by telling me, hey man, you may not be doing that the right way, or try this. I do some research, but I like just trying things, and if they work, they work. We'll see what happens. But reach out to me if you ever see something that I'm doing and you're like, man, he has no clue what the fuck he's doing. I don't. So we're gonna learn together. I appreciate everyone. So we got more shit to do in here. I gotta split up all those cucumbers and picklers. And also, I didn't realize beforehand, you know, before I got into some gardening, that there was cucumbers or picklers that they call pickles. I had no idea that there was a difference. I thought just, you know, you had a cucumber and you pickled it and you got a pickle. I guess there's certain types of cucumbers or pickles that you would grow that are especially for canning and stuff like that. So we learned, and so we got that to do. Gotta get all that squash back in the ground. By the time we're done here, we'll have spent $500, it seems, on replacing these fucking plants that the slugs have trashed. It was an expensive lesson, but a lesson nonetheless, and we've definitely learned from it. And I will be waging war with these things until they're gone. So it's going to be my plan to try to at least do every other week. I think I can comfortably say that I can do one of these updates of a walk around every other week. I would like to do it every week, but I know myself, and I like to take time off sometimes. So maybe I don't want to do something a certain week, and so I want to be able to have that freedom. But I can say comfortably that I could probably provide these updates every other week, and that's what we will do for the unseeable future until we crash and burn this garden. So we'll see. I'll probably make another one after I get everything planted. We may do that later. I'm gonna go inside. We've got family over, so But Sunday, I wanted to get out in the garden. We'll try to do this every Sunday, maybe Saturdays, I don't know. But I think Sundays work best for me, so that will be my gardening day. We'll come out here, make a quick little video, ramble on about dumb shit, and we'll go from there. All right, later. All right, y'all. Well, we ended up not being able to get to planting all these plants yesterday, Sunday. Today's Monday. I got off of work and had a little bit of time before getting the family ready, getting the dinner cooked, and so we got all our spaghetti squash in. This time I just have them in 2 rows straight down the middle, and like I said, we're gonna put the cattle panel, I think, above it, flat across, and they will grow up into that, and we'll use that as shading the ground. So we got those planted. Walked around, got everything watered, looking good. And we got back out here and we got the picklers up to there, and then the cucumbers. So they are all on the ground, and these are the last ones we're fucking buying. So we got to make these things work. So now we're going to be staying extra vigilant. We're going to be paying attention to everything and start kicking some ass. So our slug traps have been working well. We've got one right there, and that's so we've got one over here, one right there, one on the other side, and we've got one on each side of the bed there, one on each side there. And when I came out this morning, they actually had some in there. So we're getting the rest of the ones that are left hanging around. But I think we're gonna be good, guys. I think we have done what we were after, and that was knocking back a bunch of the population. So this is it. I think we're gonna give her hell this time. One thing I do notice though is look at all those freaking ants with all that beer. So something else we're gonna have to deal with now, but otherwise I think we're good, guys. All right, time for me to get in, make some dinner, but I wanted to make sure those plants got in the ground. And all right, guys, we'll catch you later.